Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Tony Morning Show. I'm Tony T with you here every day here at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, giving out live free picks for today's card. And on today's show, we'll have picks for you here from the CFL and what you don't see in the title, well, NBA Summer League, because Alessandro has joined us here in Vegas. He's been following the Summer League. I guess this is the last. We're winding down the final days here of the Summer League. We'll have a semifinal, so 4 teams will move into the semifinals here over the weekend and play for the title. And there's probably some tiebreakers because we have a lot of undefeated teams, but some of them are playing each other. So we'll get to that part of it as well. So make sure you guys hit that like, subscribe button, give us that thumbs up. We greatly appreciate that. It really helps us build up our audience. Appreciate getting up to 50,000 subscribers. Moving toward 100K now. That's the next goal. So hit us up with that. Let's meet the cappers, get right to the picks. We don't mess around here on the Tony Six Morning Show. Let's say hello to Rod. Rod, what's happening?
No, not too much. Hopefully you tailed when I said grab those 2 games in the WNBA. First half, we went way over in the Fever and the Liberty in that first half. So we cashed that. Then we cashed the Aces in the first half. And I even sent to parlay those up. So, yep, good. Free plays have been absolutely money for me. So hopefully everybody's tailing along and making some money in what we've been doing. So hopefully you tailed those. Quiet day, we got 1 CFL for you, so I got to play there. And I would lead to the Raptors and to get the win, but they burnt me last game where they had the nice 10, 11, 12-point lead, and they took the foot off the gas and then got backdoored. So it's kind of like I would lean the Raptors to get to that 4-0 number, where we were kind of looking at the back to get to that 4-0 number. But I don't know. Maybe I'll get to it. We'll see.
We'll see how that rolls.
We'll see how it rolls as we get to that segment.
Absolutely. Let's say hello to Alessandro. What's going on, Alessandro?
Nothing much. Been a pretty good week. Yesterday we went 3-2 on this little 5-pack. I covered every game yesterday in the WNBA, touched every spread. A couple bad beats there at the end with the Aces and the Wings game. Well, we had -6. They hit a 18-foot jump shot there at the end to get it to 4. So we lose, obviously, but no, 3-2 days. Start the day off winning the first 3 games there with those favorites. But no, it happens. But it's good to at least win a little bit of profit there and be in the green. But today, we're going to touch this NBA Summer League. Excited for this. A couple nice names I see here, and let's make some money off of it. Why not? Pizza money, of course.
Pizza money, of course. That's right. It is Summer League, and of course, you got to always play that roster game. You just don't know who they're going to. Yeah. They want to look at everybody. I mean, listen, if you're the 15th guy they invite on the league, they're going to look at you at some point, right? They're not going to waste the players' time and their time. They got to evaluate these guys. And of course, a lot of these guys, well, are they going to make a roster? No, they're trying to get this point of the league here. When they start going to the end of the bench, they're trying to get European contracts. Trust me, which is a huge raise from a G League contract. So you got a lot of. I've been to Summer League. There's a lot of European. Right now is when you see all the Euros out there. All the European general managers on their phone talking to their owners and other personnel overseas. So a lot of overseas folks right now. You see them with their Adidas. They all wear the Adidas. That's a popular apparel there overseas in Europe. But you see a lot of folks from Greece, from Spain, from all the big money European cities out there right now looking for these to add to their roster. But there's a limit of imports you can bring in. So that's also something to keep an eye on. So let's get to it here, guys. CFL, we'll start off here with Rod. CFL, thank goodness for the CFL. I don't know what we do today. We got Toronto and Montreal going head-to-head here. We've seen a line open at 8, and now it's up to Montreal 10 here. Total sits here 51.
Yeah, it opened up at where it did because the news of Davis Alexander to making his start back again for Montreal, which is their QB. So they're good and happy there in Montreal. It is in Montreal, so it's one of those tough things. And then the bad news that they figured Chad Kelly would be ready to go for the Argonauts here in this one, and he's not. So he'll remain out. It'll be Arbuckle making his 6th straight start for this Toronto squad, and hey, he's picked up his play. He's actually been playing a little better. But the thing is, you're going to get some guys back from Montreal on defense as well. They've been dealing with some injuries there. So coming into Montreal, it's a tough task to try to be scoring points, especially for an Argo squad that's pretty banged up. Still dealing with a bunch of injuries. Montreal still got some injuries themselves. So I'm going to go to the total here. You look head-to-head. 19-11 to the under in the last 30 meetings head-to-head. But if you look at the last 30 meetings head-to-head, even better, 20-10 to the under in that first half. And I'm seeing 25.5 in this first half is the total. We're going to take the under in the first half. We've seen the last 3 games for Toronto in the first half. They're averaging 7.7 points per game in the first half. Well, Montreal's averaging 14 points. That still gets us under the total 25. Even if it's 14-7 at the locker room break, gets us under 25.5 in the first half. Give me the under, Toronto. And Montreal under in the first half, 25.5 is where I see it. It might have come down to 25. Nope, still 25.5. Grab it there. Take the under in the first half.
There we go with Rod. All right, we'll continue here on the Tony S'mores Show, going on over to the NBA Summer League. 4 teams will move into the semifinals, and there's I don't know the tiebreaker, but I'm seeing plus minus on the points, so I'm thinking maybe that has to do with it. Their point differential. I'm thinking that's the way to do it. Probably the only way they're going to do it. We have a handful of teams undefeated here. OKC, Sacramento, Minnesota are all 4-0, and they're done. They're done in group play. Left are Charlotte, Clippers, Spurs, Raptors, Hawks. They're 3-0. So some of these teams that are 4-0, I guess it'll come down to point differential. And right now in the point differential standings, your top team is Toronto at plus 17, San Antonio plus 16.5, OKC in the clubhouse at plus 14.8. The Kings are in the clubhouse at plus 11.5. And then you have Minnesota in the clubhouse at plus 9.5. And of course, Atlanta, the Clippers in the single digits. So the Hornets. So these are the teams that are going to have to really pile up points if they're going to want to get that point difference. It's going to be tough, especially the teams in the clubhouse and the Toronto Raptors here, and the Spurs with very high point differential. So the Thunder, very high point differential. It's going to be tough for teams like the Clippers and Hornets to try to make up that point differential there to get into the playoffs. But those are your undefeated teams. So 4-0 get you in and probably get you a nice paycheck if you win. I guess that's really what it comes down to. Yeah, we do have summer league plays. We do have Alessandro here, so I kind of broke it down for you guys as far as what they got to play for and the playoff scenario. Only a semifinal, so like I said, there's only 4 teams that are going to advance to the semis on the weekend. So here, it's 8-game schedule. Alessandro, what you got?
No, yeah, so I'm kind of just looking at these lines and reading them like I saw in this first game with the Pistons and Heat that opened up at 1.5. It's gone all the way up to 4.5 now. Pistons minus 4.5. I'm looking at the Pistons roster. I see Zakai Ziegler, the 5'9" guard there out of Tennessee. Then they got that Chaz Lanier kid, so a little Tennessee flavor. And then Dawson Garcia down low. But the big standout on the Pistons roster right now is this Ron Holland kid, 6'8", 5-star kid out of Texas, was going to go to Texas and play with Trey Johnson and elected to bypass that and just go straight to the G League. This kid's looking like a stud, man. 21 points per game in the summer league. I would look at his direction if you can find any props. But as far as a side, I'm actually going to go with the Heat here, plus 4.5. Kind of fade the public there. The line's been moving, like I said, from 1.5 to 4.5. I like what the Heat got to bring down low. They got Kel'el Ware. It's a hard name for me to say. Excuse me, guys. You know, he was a pretty good player last year on the Heat. Kid out of Indiana. I like him a lot. 6'11", 7-footer. They got that kid Golden from Michigan, you know, the former Florida Atlantic kid there. I like Steve Settle III as well, a Temple kid. I think they're going to put him out on Ron Holland, long kid, 6'10". I think they'll frustrate Ron Holland there. And then down low, they also got this Dane Danger, Omar Ballo as well to disrupt Garcia. I think the Heat are actually kind of deep here, and I'm going to lean the Heat on the plus 4.5. What do you think about that, Rod? That was a lot, I know, but first game, I said, why not just give everything I got on that first one there? What do you got?
On the Heat and the Pistons, that's a lot.
Yeah,
I'm not touching the Heat and the Pistons. That's the early game, right? The first one to kick it off.
Yeah, first game of the day. That's what I got there.
Talk about line mover. Everybody's all over the Pistons is what I'd look at. So I would have to lean. Yeah, got to lean to the Heat, right? Plus the points at that point.
Yep. And I can they got this the kid from Illinois, the Jukan Sonois. I can't even pronounce that kid's name either. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about, right? So
yeah. He can play. A couple other kids, Larson and this Keyshawn Johnson, they're G League veterans, 6'6" guys. Again, going to frustrate Ron Holland as well. I can argue Heat all day. They're plus 4.5. The next game I see is the Pacers minus 1.5. Started at 2.5, so everybody's been jumping on the Knicks. I don't know. The Knicks are basically Tyler Kolek and a bunch of nobodies. I don't know how you get to the Knicks here. The Pacers you're rocking there with this kid Cam Jones from Marquette. So you got a little Tyler Kolek versus Cam Jones matchup. That should be fun. Some Marquette flavor there. But Buddy Boeheim on the Pacers as well. Cam Jones, Hunter Maldonado from Wyoming. I know some of these guys, so I'm like, I can lean Pacers there. I know these players at least. And Knicks, like I said, it's a bunch of foreign players. So maybe you look with the angle that Tony was talking about with, all the scouts are going to be looking at these foreign players and they're trying to get a foreign contract. I don't know. I still get to the Pacers there. I think they get up and down as well. There was a huge line move in that Hawks game. It was 3.5. Now it's up to, I'm seeing 8.5 on my book.
Yeah, there's an 8 now up on one of the books up there with the Hawks. And Hawks are one of those teams that we talked about that needs a lot. They only have a plus 9.4 point differential. So they're one of those teams that really have to, them and the Clippers are two teams that really have to run up the score because they're way behind in the point differential.
So I would have to lean to the Atlanta, but that number's gone away. So I'm guessing Atlanta needs to win by double digits. So I would still lay it there with Atlanta. They're knowing they need double digits, try to catch the Raptors or Spurs, right?
Right.
So they're going to need to win by like maybe 15 or more. So I think they might be a little motivated.
Well, a thing is, it's a 4 teams advance, and the next the fourth team is Sacramento at plus 11.5 point differential. So it's that's not that steep of a climb, but it's a big one, right? Because you played 4 games, and so every game is going to be factored into this. The Clippers are going to have the biggest hill to climb. That's why you see the big line to 10.5 because they have of all the undefeated teams, them and the Hornets. The Clippers hit at plus 9. The Hornets hit at plus 8.7. Those are the teams that have to make up the most in point differential. But I will say this: the Clippers will know their number because the Clippers are the last game of the day. The Clippers.
Yes, they get a bonus there. Yeah, they know what they have to get. They'll have that. This is what we have to get. So,
right,
definitely.
In that Hornets and Spurs game, I was looking at Hornets just on a side. I like what they got here. They got this Duke flavor. They got Con Knipo and the Sion James. So they're familiar with each other. Ryan Kalkbrenner from Creighton, a kid that can shoot the 3. I think they have Liam McNeely as well from Virginia. And then this Saloon guy, 13 points per game, 6'8" kid. Yeah, 2 3-0 teams. I'm expecting that game to go over. It's 183.5. I'll take the over. I think they get up and run. And like you guys said, they're trying to score some points. So, yeah, I'll take the over 183.5 in the Hornets and Spurs game. I know everybody's going to be fading the Lakers with Bronny James. But, I mean, what is he scoring? 13 points per game in these first 3 games is not awful. I mean, Dalton Knecht as well on the Lakers. They got Angel Reese's brother, too, I saw. Julian Reese on the Lakers there. I don't know. That's a tough game for me to call there. Celtics and Lakers. I don't know. Tough.
I look at it, they're going, hey, why not grab the Lakers? Everybody's going to be like, oh, it's Bronny, right? And
right.
He had the shot. He makes that shot, and the Lakers win on that one that I seen him. It comes down to the last shot. If you got your team, and you know that the rest of the team can keep it close down to that last shot in games. Right. They're giving you 2.5. Man, if I really see a 3, I'd definitely really jump on it. But at 2.5, I would grab the Lakers plus the 2.5.
Rod, you know what I'm learning, Rod? That when we see these sons and daughters of players going into the league, that horse racing angle, when you look at pedigree, doesn't mean crap. It doesn't mean crap. This horse was by this, by that. Well, Bronny was by LeBron. Michael Jordan's kid was by Michael Jordan. It doesn't mean nothing. All that nonsense.
It doesn't mean nothing. No, because they all come out different, right? You never know how each kid's gonna roll. You just because he's got the last name of LeBron, of James, doesn't mean that he's going to come rolling in. We've seen it.
I'm no longer using pedigree when I handicap horse racing. That's it for me. I'm done. I'm done using pedigree.
Look at baseball. We even had teams pass up on Halladay, and it's like, well, how do you pass up on Halladay to take a shortstop? And there's just what you alluded to. The name of Halladay doesn't mean anything anymore. I would have scooped Halladay up over some of the other guys that they passed up on. Right. I think he's going to be a force to reckon with. Halladay coming. remember that name, because he'll be like, you stunned me. And now he's in Colorado back and smacking balls around. So I don't know.
Knicks are now favored at Pinnacle. Knicks are now favored at Pinnacle by 1. It's been a line move right now.
I couldn't tell you a single thing about any of those players. It's just a bunch of European guys. I couldn't tell you a thing about them. So,
but the Pacers squad, no chance, no motivation. Do they care? Right? It's kind of like one of those, that line definitely.
They just know to get up and down and shoot the three. They got some guys. Let me look at who they got again. Off the top of my head, I can't give it to you. My bad. Camp Jones, R.J. Felton. Not a huge fan of R.J. Felton or Raymond Felton back in the day when he was playing. Oh, gosh. Chubby little point guard out there.
That's right.
But that's a throwback right there. That's a player. Hunter Maldonado, I alluded to earlier, and Johnny Furphy, the Kansas kid. He can shoot the three a little bit, but I don't know. Maybe you touch it over there if you don't want to touch a side. I just think these teams get up and run. Summer League, they're going to try to make some shots here in front of all these scouts and do their thing.
Yeah, they need scoring. Can they hit the threes? Yeah. That's the big key right there.
Of course.
1 and 2 for the Lakers. But a lot of these bottom teams. But again, a lot of it is where the money is, trying to get to that championship game and knowing the point differential. And of course, like I said, the Clippers will know their number. The Hawks play early, so they won't know their number. And I think Charlotte plays late, a 7 Eastern game, so they're going to pretty much have an idea. But they're going to be going head-to-head with the Clippers. So it's going to be a lot of scoreboard watching there with Clippers and Hawks as Hornets and Hawks.
One more little side note, if you want to touch the Lakers as well. This Cole Swider guy is freaking hot from 3 right now. 14 for 29 in this, Summer League from beyond the goodness, I can't speak, guys. I'm sorry. 14 for 29 from behind the 3 for this Cole Swider guy from the Lakers. 19 points per game. And he's like 27 years old out there. But, hey, he's fighting for a job, and he's making these threes overs. That's all I got to say. Overs.
There you go. I think the most I've ever talked about the NBA Summer League. Like we got Alessandro here.
It's right here in my backyard, man. Come on.
Right. There you go. No, we used to do it before, but this year just doesn't have the feel like it had last. I think the WNBA is really just taking it over. It actually has. There. Anything else here from this card, Alessandro?
Nah, that'd be it. Yeah, basically that.
That'll do it. All right.
Looking already at baseball for tomorrow. You guys know.
People have jumped on that Warriors line. That was 11.5.
No, I know. I've seen it.
And that's come down, and now it's down to 8, right? So
I'm
taking the Raptors. Everybody's all over the Warriors here in this one, and that it's a later game too. It starts at 8.
Yeah, so right? Toronto will know, but really, I think based on Toronto's point differential, all they pretty much have to do is win the game.
Have to do is win.
Because they have such a high point. They're plus 17 on the point differential. By then, I think they just have to win.
With those 3 guards, L.J. Cryer, Will Richard, and this Chance McMillan on the Warriors, I can smell a backdoor. But when it's 8, I don't know. It's too much line movement for me to want to get involved, honestly.
Yeah, but you're second to last. For some of these teams, they're playing their second to last game. You're going to start seeing end of the bench guys coming in.
Yeah, and they want to make their name.
This is what happened in the last game. The Raptors, they had the nice 10, 12-point lead, and then it was some end of the bench guys. Shooting up a couple bricks, and the Nuggets guys were like, "Hey, we maybe catch this game and get close." They almost got the game, is what happened. But man, they got the cover. It was one of them backdoor covers, but at 8, they wouldn't have got the cover. So like he was dropping. I still like 8 though. I'm a homer. I would have to take the Raptors.
Quick change of the subject. You got that? What do you call it? National championship pick yet? Or
no? He missed it. Oh, he missed the shows.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
Yeah,
you didn't see it.
No. Well, who'd you pick? Oh my, Dabo Sweeney. Okay.
Clemson rolls in. They got 9 guys. They returned 9 guys on offense. You see when Klubnik came back in. He was hitting 63% of his passes. So he's got 9 guys that return for him. So you got a nice little healthy running back.
And,
he's got some receivers. That defense returns 8 guys as well. And they've stuck around with Dabo for a while. And you look what Dabo's done in his 18 years at Clemson. He's done nothing less than win 9 games in every season with Clemson. Clemson made the playoffs last year, and we were like, woo, they were just short a few guys, weren't they? Well, They've added a few guys, and it's a list about this long that they've added to the team depth on Clemson. And we just know what the
Recruiting.
Dabo Swinney does.
All recruiting. He doesn't believe in no transfer portal, no NIL. He's just one of those loyal type of guys. I'm loyal to my team. I'm not gonna cut him and try and replace him with a transfer guy.
Well, I'm gonna have to break down these Clemson Tigers, and if that's how high you are on him this year. I don't know. Klubnik, he's gotten better every year on campus. I'll give him that. His freshman year I remember losing money on him. But
I said it was gonna be Clemson versus it's backwards. Versus
Penn State.
National Championship final.
I can't see Franklin getting over the hill, man. I just can't see it.
At some point they do.
At some point, right?
Yeah.
Too overrated.
I broke it down.
Overrated.
Have you seen that schedule, though, Rod? Have you seen that schedule? Vandy, Kentucky, Mississippi State, back to back to back, and then they got San Jose State, UTEP. What's up?
Start the year taking on. You got to start the year. You got to beat Ohio State. You could lose that one to start the year.
You're super high on this Julian Sayin from Ohio State, then? I mean, making
we don't know, but you could lose.
Right?
Yeah, Texas could lose right out the gate. I mean, 0-1 to start the year.
Right.
Would it shock me? No, not at all.
No, not at all. Of course, they're actually
they could lose two. They could lose two, maybe even three. Mac, right, to get in. Some of these SEC teams can lose two. I don't know if they're going to take them in at 3 losses though.
They're pushing it. They figured 10-2. A lot of people predicted that Texas loses a couple, and you're still sneaking in the playoffs. 2 losses still gets you in. I think this into the playoffs the way they work. So a couple losses in the college football end of things, not so bad anymore. You get some teams in.
That's A&M they play at the end of the year is not going to be an easy win.
No, that's not an easy, especially after your body's been through a whole SEC schedule. Yeah. After a whole SEC schedule, even though you read off those weak teams, they're still 300-pound guys. The strength, they still have those strong lines, right? All those SEC lines are pretty strong.
Are strong, and you take a beat.
They just don't have the playmakers.
After week. No.
Yeah. Right.
And the questions on defense for Texas for me were huge. They only returned 6 guys on defense. That defense was ferocious last year for Texas, but
they got that safety. Safety and that linebacker coming back, though. I broke that down in the video. Those 2 kids are studs, man. They're gonna have 100 tackles easy, all around the ball. And I do agree, though, they lack a little size up front when you get to going against these Georgias and Alabamas and, like you say, Penn State. These guys are going to have big O-lines. I don't know.
Going to pound the ball. Penn State's O-line, they return every guy. Every guy returned to protect Allard. Every guy on that offensive line came back for Penn State. They were close. It was between Penn State and Clemson. Like I said, I got Penn State taking on Clemson in the national.
The running game will be good, too. With those linemen back. In the non-conference, that's an angle you like to play in the non-conference when you have an experienced line going against the lower conference teams.
That's huge.
They pound those teams.
That's a big angle, as Tony alluded to in college football. When you're looking for teams that are returning like one offensive lineman, 2 offensive linemen, because they're not used to this, and now they have to learn how to block and schemes for blocking for the run guy, blocking for the guy that's going to blitz you. Yeah, there's a lot to learn as an offensive lineman.
The communication up front.
And, and when you're not, so the longer that you're together, the better it is.
The more code words you guys have for this and that, and 100%.
As Justin alluded to, that's not a bad bet either, right there. Penn State wins the Big Ten plus 200. I like it.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm breaking down Oregon next. Oregon will be my next video. I'll have that out. I also have the UFC video out as well coming soon for this weekend. Nice. Excited for this card. I don't know, man. The UFC is getting a little – I hate to not, talk great about the UFC here, but Poirier and Holloway, I'm just not excited about. I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and try to lie to you guys and be like, oh, it's the greatest fight ever. I can't get there with it, man. It's the UFC's, not what it used to be 10, 15 years ago. That's what I'm going to keep saying, but I'll keep watching just because I'm that diehard of a fan of the UFC and I love fights.
Bet the fights.
What's up? Poirier. I'm thinking Poirier as well.
I'm fading him. Everybody's all like, it's his last fight. Yeah, he's going to go out on a high note. Yeah, he's going to go on a high note with a beat up face and a busted up lip, and that's how he's going to go out with the shit kicked out of him.
Who's the rising star?
I'll tell you what, I like the over.
Who's the rising star?
I love the over. Love the
who's
over.
the rising star that in 2 years from now will be will be selling out pay-per-views? Is there anybody coming up?
I don't know. I mean, they're really trying to set up this Patty versus Taporia fight. That's going to be a huge one. I don't know. Off the top of my head, I think Bo Nickel gets set up eventually to get starched, but he's going to get a title shot eventually. They're going to keep cherry picking wins for him, but it's hard when you just lose to that Derridier guy and just exposed him. That was a complete exposing of Bo Nickel. And so I'm off Bo Nickel, the hype train with him. I'm just trying to think of guys, man, off the top of my head.
Yeah, that's when the sport's exciting, when you can follow a guy moving up. When they come in and
it's Joshua Van Kid. I know it's the flyweights. A lot of people, it's hard to get pumped up about these flyweights, but for that Joshua Van Kid to win that fight against Brandon Royval at 23 years old and has already got 9-10 fights in the UFC, who knows where that kid's at in 5-10 years in the UFC? He might go on a huge title run. You never know, with these young kids. Another one actually is this Ian Gary kid. I'm not too high on him personally, but he keeps winning fights. He's huge for that weight class, 6'3", almost 6'4". And, he's shown that he has some takedown defense, and standing with him is not fun with that range. Range.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we mentioned that the Knicks now favored in the summer league. All right, we got you through that. Let's see what's
we did. We're moving lines. You move the lines. You're like, watch out! Don't take the Pacers, and all of a sudden,
I'll give you guys some.
All right, we'll get to it in a second. Let's set up the block here. So now it's time for peripheral segment, parlays or peripherals, game of the futures, or we'll start with Rod.
I have no parlay for today.
No parlay for peripheral.
No
okay.
parlay today.
All right, we'll move on, or we'll move on over to Alessandro.
No, I don't have a parlay for you guys, honestly, today. I want to attack that first game with that line movement there with the Heat plus 4.5. I like that play a lot.
5.5 now. It's 5.5 now.
I love it. I love it. I might have to sit and wait then. Sit and wait until 1 o'clock over here. It's 7 over here right now. I'll wait a couple hours, see where that line's at. Get 6 or 7, slam it.
I'm seeing 1.5 now with the Knicks over at Circa, which is a real sharp book in Vegas. So they've moved to 1.5. There.
The 3 books I have here in Vegas, I got William Hill, which is a square book. If you ever want to touch dogs, you go look at William Hill. They leave fat dog prices out there all the time. They don't know what they're doing. And then Circa's, like you said, a sharp book. I have that one as well. That's more if I want to catch like a minus 105, minus 110 short favorite. I go to Circa for that. And then you got to have Caesars and you got to have STN out here. I have to have 5-6 outs. You better have, if you're serious about betting, guys, you need as many apps on your phone as possible and find that best number. You guys know that.
Yeah, absolutely. Some of you guys got to know that because it makes a difference. Win by the hook. And of course, the juice adds up over time as you're in action there. And Sandro there with a lot of access to the apps there in Vegas with the sharp books and even some of the square ones that are slow to move, slow to move lines.
DraftKings, man, I need that over here in Vegas badly. Same thing with FanDuel. They're just scared.
Yeah,
they're scared. We'll shut them down, man. They don't want to come over here with that. We'll shut them down.
Yeah, they don't want the competition, right? Because that's what people are trained to do it the right way. Have multiple outs, and if you're not giving a good spread, especially those money line spreads in baseball, forget it. Forget it. They won't get any action whatsoever in Vegas.
You'll see. Like I don't like betting on the Rockies too much, but you'll see like at Circle. They'll have Rockies plus 250. You'll see William Hill hang a 320 up there.
Oh, geez.
Like, come on. We'll slam that all day.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then if you like arbitrage betting, which that's a whole nother ball game I could get into, which that's something you look into with all these different lines. Touch the plus. It's guaranteed profit. You guys know what I'm talking about. But
yeah. No, right away there. No, we know.
Look for those live betting things. It's just you can live bet. You can find some tennis matches that do the same thing. A lot of sport live betting where you're like all of a sudden lots of money goes and you're like, hey, look at this. Where you're sitting and you're going, look, I have a plus 110 here on this team and I have a plus 120 on this team. So if this one wins, I win a little, and this wins a little. Sometimes you can find those. Sometimes they present themselves nice.
Yeah, they take a break after every for a few games, right? They always take a break, switch court, switch sides and stuff. So there's enough time to make those live bets in there.
Enough time to make those live bets in there. Yeah, definitely.
All right.
And now with the introduction of more television commercials, plenty of time in between.
That's right.
Get your bets in there.
That's right. All right, guys, let's take a look over at Tony's picks here. Let's head into baseball begins tomorrow. We do have some peripheral sports up there. Rod, what you got for sale over at Tony's picks, or head into Christmas in July with our promotions?
And for me, just it's CFL game of the week up there is the only game I got up there going right now. So you can scoop up my game of the week in the CFL, or it's July. So the best deal going is to grab that year pass here at the Christmas in July price. $9.99 gets everything I got for the next year. You would triple your money with just in college basketball alone with what I made last year in college basketball. So that's just the best deal going. You'll get everything I got going for less than a cup of coffee a day. So yeah, join me there and let's continue to eat. All I've done since I've got here to Tony's Picks is stay in the green and put some cash in your pocket. Hey, over the last little stretch, yes, I have been slumping a little bit and giving some back, but still in the green. And we're almost back to the good sports rolling again. Baseball has been a struggle, and hey, I'm telling you, WNBA, these first halves have been money for me this year. And full games, I've been getting burned. A lot of these late. It was like, hey, I had the Aces yesterday, and they got me. I was on a 6. They only won by, what was it, 3? 4? No, yeah, 4. They won by 4 yesterday. So one of those spots. But going forward, hey, that's the best way to go is jump aboard long term. Grab that year pass and join me. I'm telling you, I'll make you some money this year.
That's right. Get on board with Rod over at Tony's Pick. You can see the play up there right now. Game of the Week CFL. Get signed up, and even the long-term. All right, Sandra, what you got for sale over at Tony's Picks here? Head into, baseball back tomorrow.
Actually, I have no plays today, guys, actually. As far as, NBA Summer League, we're not going to release that on the site. Like I said, pizza money when it comes to this. But I'll throw you guys actually another play, though. I do like this Trailblazers game here, -4.5. Rockets are just basically Reed Shepherd and a bunch of nobodies, and I'm not super high on Reed Shepherd to begin with. I do think he'll be a solid pro, don't get me wrong, but I'm not super high on him. I think the Blazers there with Sean Padula, the Ole Miss kid, I think he gets up in Reed Shepherd's face and, checks him hard today. Lets Caleb Love run around and score all those points. I like that little two-piece combo there, Caleb Love and Sean Padula on the Blazers. I think they get it done -4.5.
There you go from Alessandro. Keep an eye on the long-term subscriptions. The way to roll here. Promo code Tony T at checkout will save you that 15% off. Alessandro smoking the WNBA. All right, guys. I'll be back tomorrow with premiums. I don't handicap W or CFL, but I'll be back tomorrow with baseball. Is ready to handicap the 15-game card, getting the pitchers listed, getting the odds out. And we also have a day game tomorrow. So we're ready to roll here from Major League Baseball. All right, guys. With you here every day here at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. It is the Tony Morning Show. Ever miss a show, you can hand it on over to our YouTube channel where we have a lot of great content up there over there. Of course, you can actually hit the live tab and check out a replay of our live shows. You'll find our show here, the morning show. We run a happy hour here Monday through Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Ron will tell you about that. I don't think it's a show today because there's really nothing on the board there. Hit the video tab and you'll find more content from our cappers and myself. You'll see a lot more tomorrow as baseball returns. W comes back as well. Keep an eye on those KBO releases here from Ron. We get those in about 8 Eastern Time. So KBO plays today from Ron over there. Hit the Alessandro there with the season preview. Of course, the UFC videos will be dropping soon as well. So lots of great content over on the on-demand section over at Tony's Picks. And, of course, you can always hit the shorts. And, of course, shorts will come back tomorrow with baseball. See, Bittler came in with a short yesterday from W. So lots of great content over at the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. The Cappers talk a little bit about it more. Of course, Rod, you got on-demand content as well up on the channel you produce, and the happy hour Monday through Friday at 5 Eastern.
Yeah, definitely want to be on the lookout. CFL will be back tomorrow. As it was the only thing here on the morning show, I didn't want to have to discuss the CFL go over it and beat you over the head with it 8 times. So that's why I didn't throw out the video, because I knew we would discuss it here on the morning show, and you would get the play here. So that's the only reason why you didn't see a video for the CFL. But today we got 3 more games the rest of the weekend, so you'll see some there. The WNBA takes the weekend off. It's the All-Star game, so no WNBA back until Tuesday, but lots of baseball. So as you alluded to, 15 games on the slate, lots over the weekend as it gets hot and heavy there. And then the WNBA, after they do their All-Star game, I think it's on Sunday, is the All-Star game. Still no news whether Caitlin Clark's going to play in the All-Star game or not. After she tweaked her injury, I'm going to say most likely she does not play in the All-Star game, just to get just I don't think they've already been nursing her with this injury all year long. So throwing her into an All-Star game doesn't sound like something they're going to be doing there in the W. I think they were on to protect their asset, as they say, and keep her on the sideline. She'll be doing what she always does. She'll be in the stands. She'll be there, present, signing autographs and making her presence known. So she'll be working out the hand is what she'll be doing, and not with shots. It'll be like signing autographs uptown.
Is she in the 3-point contest? I thought I saw her in the 3-point contest on my book.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
If there's a bet that she doesn't win it, then take it, because she can't hit a 3 right now at all. What is she, 3 for 158 or something? It's been awful from 3 right now. So her the 3-point contest
you got to train for it.
Yeah, and she just can't train for it right now, right? She's,
right.
Her injury is keeping her sideline. So I don't know. I think she pulls out if she does.
Right.
It's not going to be pretty, her chucking up 3s and shoot brick after brick after brick and be like, I think she backs out. Maybe. You never know. We'll see how she feels, right? That's kind of how it is. It's still, we're talking, it's Thursday, and we still have a couple days. She could be feeling better enough to chuck up the 3s. Who knows?
That's right. We'll see how that rolls.
Right? Just chuck the 3s. See, maybe.
Yeah, there's no movement involved. That's the question there. Because I decided moving with that groin injury. that's going to be
tough.
The
thing, yeah, right.
And having to get and the clock running too, right? The clock adds the pressure on you to
pressure to it, right?
To get the shots off. You know.
So definitely,
hope they don't run out of balls like they did in the that run out of baseball. That's crazy. Of course, Alessandro, you're here in the mornings, and we also catch some of your videos, see some shorts, and of course, you cover college football. Right now is more, and of course, with the UFC video coming out as well.
No, yeah, we're gonna break down what Dan Lanning got up there in Oregon. Check that out. He's got Dante Moore, probably a quarterback. So we're gonna break that down. We'll have a video this weekend on those Oregon Ducks, and we'll also have UFC, the pay-per-view. I'll have that video out. It's Thursday. We'll probably have that out after the weigh-ins. I want to check these weigh-ins out, so everybody's looking. I don't know. I have an early lean to Poirier, but I'm not super excited about this card, if I'm being honest, guys. I think UFC, like I said, is not putting out the best cards anymore, but we'll see. I'm hearing this rumor about the UFC White House, and John Jones might come back now.
Oh yeah, I heard that.
I don't know. It's a circus show the way I'm starting to look at it, but we'll see. I'll still have that video out for you guys. Trust me, I'll break down all those fights, give you guys my best picks. But just trying to make some money today with the summer league.
Absolutely. Let's do it, guys. That's going to do it here for the show. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe button. So greatly appreciate it. Anybody have anything to say before we close it out?
Hey, shout out to everybody that tuned into the Tony Smith Show. 50,000. That's a great accomplishment.
Yeah,
halfway to 100,000. So halfway to the 100K. Looking forward to this big football season. Let's push towards that 100K. Tell a neighbor, tell a friend, tell your mama, share the Tony Smith Show. Let's get you some winners here on the Tony Smith Show.
Absolutely. Get you some winners. 50K. Appreciate everyone in the chat, all the cappers contributing as well. Great appreciation. We're going to say goodbye to guys. Let's make it a winner. We're back tomorrow here on the Tony Smith Morning Show.